What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I've got another cool video for you today. This is going to be another laser upgrade. We did the Honeycomb last time. Not much of an install, but it's a cool piece of equipment to add to the lineup. Today we have the long-awaited air assist kit. There was a bit of an issue with shipping, so it took me a little while to get this one, but we have the kit here unboxed. It is the North American plug, which is kind of what the issue was last time. Accessory kit and the instructions. So I'm going to go through how to install this on your Longer Ray5. We're going to take out that tip in there, do a little bit of maintenance while we're at it, and get this installed. We'll do a comparison before and after the air assist. I'm also going to show you a cool little trick to automate your air assist and your ventilation system. So I've got the ladder out here. We're going to have to get up there to the plug, and I'll show you what we're going to do. But as always, thanks for watching. I want to say a big thanks for subscribing. We just hit 1,000 subscribers in the first 2 months of this channel, so that's awesome. And yeah, we'll get straight into it. All right, guys, so the first step is to actually remove the laser. I've got everything sort of loosened up here. I'm going to try to leave it on the rail, try to just change the tip without actually removing it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, so I guess you'll get to see who makes the extra steps here. So you're going to need a small Allen key for this. This is a 5/64, in case you were wondering. Pretty small. You probably have one of these lying around, but if not, it is a 5/64. All right, so there is the little shield. That's just basically a cone that goes over the laser to give it some protection. We have the actual tip down here. Okay, so this is where you're going to want to do some maintenance if you've had your laser for a little bit of time. I've only had this one for about 2 months, and my lens actually looks really good. There's a tiny little spot on there, but I don't think it's worth me getting in there and trying to clean it. I might actually make it worse because I don't have the proper cleaner, so I'm going to leave that alone. But if, like I said, if you have had yours for a while, it's probably worth it to get in there and clean that glass. Okay, so that's going to be our new tip. We are on this step of the instructions here, so we're going to be putting the tip onto the laser. We have to put this washer on the threads first, and then we're going to thread it up onto the laser tip. Now mine was a little bit loose, so just double check that yours is tight. This is the barb fitting for the air. Just make sure that's tight. Looks like it kind of goes over the hole there, but we'll see if that's an issue. If it is, we might have to take maybe 1/8 of an inch off inside there, but I think it's going to be fine. Now it doesn't have to be crazy tight. I'm going to put the barb fitting towards the back so we can run the air line out that little groove right there, and I think we'll be all set. Okay, change of plans. I actually turned the nozzle about 35 degrees, and I'm going to run the tube out the side here and up the top just so it can meet up with the rest of the wires right here. I didn't want to have the tubing crossed over all that framework and that rail, so I think it would have got tangled up. Now this does fit back on. I'm going to keep that on because my son likes to do laser projects with me, and I don't want him staring directly at the light, even though I do make him wear the glasses. This is not going to be going back on, so either set that in a safe place if you think you're going to want it later, or get rid of it. Myself, personally, I will keep it, but we are going to route the tubing along with the wiring. Now you want to have the laser at its full extension so you know exactly how much tubing you're going to have to account for, and then we'll get the pump mounted up and plugged in. Now I'm going to leave that a little bit loose. You don't want to put these zip ties too tight that you pinch off the tubing, so there's a little bit of give in there, but we're going to get that routed just like that so nothing gets caught up while the laser's moving, and we should be all set. Alright guys, so that's what it looks like all said and done. I've got the tubing all zip tied in with the main wiring harness. It goes over here, and then I have a little bit of extra tubing just sitting here to the pump. I have the pump running up top to my plug, which goes to a little power bar, and that white thing in between is a smart switch. Now the reason I have that is because I just put a little Google Mini in the garage over here, so I can just say, hey Google, turn on the air assist. And just like that, air assist comes on. We still have the switch right here. I can shut the air assist off. That also brings on my ventilation system, which I don't have going outside today. It's about minus 17, so I'm not going to be opening up the garage, running the air assist, or sorry, running the ventilation. For the next test, it's going to just have to be a little bit smoky in here because it's way too cold out. So I've switched the layer to a cut layer. These are my normal cutting speeds, 375 at 90%. I can always get through the 2mm stuff. The 3mm, it gets through like 98% of the time. If there's a little bit of glue, sometimes it struggles, but it always goes through this. So we're going to use those settings, and then we'll probably step up to the thicker wood and see how it does with that. Okay, so that's air assist versus no air assist. Now, as suspected, it looks like it did definitely help with the charring. Yeah, you can see we have some pretty good burns here on the S, and then we have no burns up on the air assisted cuts. So on a couple of the Christmas decorations we did, especially the snowflake, I don't think I have one out here. Maybe I do. Yeah. This guy. So we had lots of charring on the back. That was before the honeycomb. I guess I stained that one, so it's not a real good representation, but you get what I'm trying to say. On the snowflake, anywhere there was a lot of fine cuts really close together, we got a ton of charring. Some people commented, said it looked bad. Yeah, I know it did, but this is the solution. So the air assist definitely makes a pretty big difference on the cutting. I did it over the back here, so it's kind of hard to see. Maybe a little bit of an improvement even over just honeycomb alone as far as charring on the back, but looks pretty good. Now, as far as pushing the cut further, these are all sort of still stuck here. Looks like they did cut all the way through, but we're going to step up to this thicker wood. This is 3mm versus 2mm, so a little bit thicker. Those settings, like I said, sometimes don't cut all the way through this, so we'll try that out, and maybe even try some 1/4" plywood just for fun and see how it does. Okay, so I cut some 3mm off camera here. The bottom one is no air assist, the top one is air assist. As you can tell, there's a little scorching on the bottom one, but this is what I was talking about with the glue. So this one didn't quite go all the way through on those same settings, 375 at 90%. This one here is with the air assist. Oh, don't mind my ugly fingernail. That one's with air assist, so you can see it did a little better just on that last layer of the 3mm. We can pop that one out nice and easy, and that one will split if you try to push it. So definitely did help the laser get through. We're going to skip right to the big stuff here. This is 1/2" plywood. I tried to cut a circle out of it with no air assist and burn the absolute life out of it. So we're going to turn the air assist on and try that one. I'm probably going to do, I don't even know how many passes, honestly. I'll probably try 3 passes first, and we'll turn the power down a little bit and the speed also down a little bit just so we don't burn too bad, and we'll see what we end up with. Alright, so I ended up going with 285 for the speed and 80% power at 4 passes, so we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so we did get through at least most of the way. That's 16 passes, that's 8, and that's 4. 4 obviously was not even close. You can see a big difference in the scorching between air assist and no air assist. I think we have a pretty big pocket of glue back here because it only cut out one side of the circle, and I could really smell glue burning as it was cutting, but overall big improvement from the scorching. Over here we have the 3mm, 2 holes on the same settings. This one is almost all the way through, this one is all the way through, and you can see scorching on this one with no air assist. And then where you really see the difference is the lack of scorching here on this really light wood does a nice job cutting down on the scorching. So both of these are really good kits, the honeycomb and the air assist. If you had to pick one or the other, I'm not really sure which one I'd go for. I think the honeycomb is kind of a simpler setup if you're a little bit intimidated by setting up an air assist, but it is really easy. So I'll put a link to both of these down below. I also have another video coming. I've got a nice little accessory in this box here, but I'm not going to show you what it is just yet. You'll have to stay tuned for that one. So as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.